Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. It's Shay from the Sleepless Planner, and today I'm going to share my monthly setup for January with you. It's been quite a while since I shared a monthly setup on my channel, and the reason behind that is just me not wanting to be repetitive. A lot of my spreads, although the theme will change, so Christmas will be Christmassy and Valentine's Day will potentially be Valentine's Day knee. But the actual spreads typically stay the same. My setup is pretty much just what it is. But this time, new year, new me, who dis? I don't know. This time I did a few things that are different in my bullet journal, so I thought it would be a great time to share with you guys my New Year spreads, my thoughts, and some of the changes that I've decided to make. So one of the first changes that you're already seeing is that I did a classic calendar. Obviously, this might not be much of a change to the average person because I think most people use the classic calendar, but ever since I learned of how Ryder Carroll does his calendar from top to bottom, I have been doing that for the last 4 years, and so I just wanted to see if my aversion to squares is still a problem. So check with me next month. I'll let you know. The other thing that I've added is my mood tracker. Right now, I'm really not seeing why the mood tracker needs to have its own page, so I'm quite happy to have it in this little corner. Now I am working on my habit tracker. This is another thing that I've changed because I have been doing my habit tracker the same exact way since I started tracking habits. So that's potentially like over 3 years that I've stayed true to my habit tracker. And I track less. I used to keep track of all the things, and sometimes, I would look at it and it just felt like so overwhelming. So slowly over time, as I realized the things that weren't necessary, I started moving them and taking them out, and now my habit tracker is a lot simpler and effective. And some of these things are things that you might think are not necessary to track, like a shower. But guess what? I'm a mom, and sometimes I forget a shower. So I do track my showers, but mainly it's because I'm trying to get myself to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and immediately have my shower, because I'm also trying to quit coffee. So I need the shower to kind of jolt me awake, and I'm hoping that that will work for me. And I know some of you might be like, what? You're quitting coffee? Coffee tends to spike my anxiety, and I have been feeling quite anxious over the last few months. So it feels like the right thing for me to do as of now, to kind of stop the coffee intake and manage my sugar intake as well, and really just trying to kind of cleanse my body of things like that in the hopes of improving my anxiety levels and overall health. In any case, enough of that. Here you see me filling out my sleep tracker. I haven't tracked sleep or even thought of tracking sleep for years because it's depressing when you're a parent and your kids wake you up at all hours of the night. So it was just ridiculous to track that, and like I said, depressing. It gave me a case of the sads to see that I only slept like 3 hours. But I digress. I've now started tracking because one of my intentions for this year is to get to bed at a reasonable hour. So I'm shooting for 10, but 9:30 would be amazing, which would then again help me wake up a lot better at 6 o'clock, wouldn't it? Send me all your thoughts and prayers, friends. All right, so here we have my trackers for all the socials, the social networks, and I'm really trying to be more consistent in my content, and it's something that I've struggled with for a long time. My husband and I actually sat down and really talked about, what I want my priorities to be in terms of content creation, and YouTube was one of my first priorities because it's kind of like my new baby, and I haven't really done my due diligence to expand my reach. And I love the idea of connecting with people that I normally wouldn't meet. And YouTube is just another vehicle for me to do that. I find that it just restores my faith in humanity whenever I encounter a kind person. I don't feel like people think about kindness nearly as much as we should. I think about kindness every day, so I seek opportunities in which I can be kind. And then quickly on the other side of that page, you saw that I have a sheet that just says at some point. And some people like to create a sheet that's called, what do they call it? A brain dump. And I've said this before, I just don't like the idea of having the word dump on a page. I mean, I don't find that very inspiring. So at some point is just things that I'd like to do that are not time sensitive. And so I just list them there so that I don't forget them. Here I have a growth tracker, and it's meant to, as it says, track my growth on the social networks. And it's not so much for anything, because I obviously don't get paid to do this, but mainly to see if my content is working. And growth is one of the ways that you can understand if people are enjoying your content. So that's why it's important for you to please give videos a thumbs up and to subscribe, because that tells me that I'm on the right path. And the last thing that you see me creating here is an IncoRemo prep page. I have been participating in IncoRemo, which stands for International Correspondence Month, and it's the month of February. I've been participating since 2016, and I think I'll do another video on IncoRemo. I don't even know if I did one last year. I may have, and if I do, I will link it. But in any case, I'm going to do a 2020 IncoRemo update, just to kind of explain to you how I'm going to approach it this year and what's it all about. But I wanted to have a page to be able to jot down some ideas that I might have as we approach IncoRemo and start prepping. All right, guys, that's where I will leave you. I hope that you enjoyed watching me create my setup for the month of January. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you will consider subscribing and hit the bell so that you don't miss any future content. See you next time. Bye.